Morning.
Hi.
Ruben's less than enthusiastic about doing a video this morning. Anyway, Happy New Year to you guys, to you all. Sarah's unfortunately not here, but we do have Sky. Yellow Sky. Yeah, she's less than enthusiastic as well. Anyway, so yes, Happy New Year. It's start of 2023. It's been a while. For those of you who are wondering, I've picked up an allergic reaction to the teak, actually Iroko, the African teak that I was working with the other day. And so I look a bit funny. I have to try and work out how to deal with that. But yes, going into 2023, Ruben and I were discussing our New Year's resolutions, and we're going to commit to being a little fitter this year. And so what we're going to do for that is we're going to exercise more, and we're going to eat better, and we are going to not drive to places where we can walk, like down to the gym. We're going to use the gym a little bit more often, but yeah, that's what we're going to do. But also, what I wanted to do for this year was do a series of how do I videos. So that'll include things like what does my mooring look like, what other moorings are available, how I get out to my mooring, how I release from my mooring, how I bring it into a berth. The marina that we're at here is very tidal, extremely tidal. This is on the Hamble, and famously the Solent has 2 high tides. And so essentially, as the water rushes around the Isle of Wight, it creates a sort of a double rush of the high tide, which means that it sort of comes in at a normal speed, but then it stays high for a lot longer, and then it rushes out at some stupid rate of knots. So not quite as fast as the Severn, which is where I sail the other times, but the marina there is non-tidal. So, but this will give you an interesting opportunity to see how you berth in a highly tidal marina. So we'll do some of that. We'll show you how to berth. We'll show you how to come out of a berth if it's extremely tidal. We'll show you how to get back onto a mooring, how to get back onto different types of moorings, especially if it's midstream. And we'll do all that kind of stuff, which I think is probably what stresses most people out. Docking, berthing, mooring stresses a lot of people out. I think once you're sailing, sail trim and all that kind of stuff, that's a different story. But certainly the things that I found from the comments that I've had from other people, the things that are the most stressful is when there's a risk of damaging your boat or damaging somebody else's boat, or actually just seriously embarrassing yourself, which is normally what people worry about. Yes, you can bump a boat and you can get scratched and all that kind of stuff, but then, yeah, it's that sort of knot in your stomach feeling when other people are watching. Everything goes swimmingly until someone's watching, right? And you never bump a boat when there's nobody on that boat. Somebody will either have a camera or they will actually be physically on that boat when you bump it. It's just one of those weird laws of nature. It's like Murphy's Law plus. You won't bump a boat unless somebody's on that boat. But anyway, yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. So if you want to share these videos with some of your friends, encourage them to follow these, and follow the page, and we'll share those some of those how do I videos. This isn't like how should you, this is how do I. Right, so everybody will have their way of doing things, and there'll be a bunch of armchair experts having a lot to say about some of the things that I do. But so far, in the last 3 years, I've maybe had 3 scuffs, but that's about it, right? Like they say, there's 2 types of sailors. There's those who've bumped other boats and run aground and all that kind of stuff, and those who lie about it. If you haven't done it yet, then you haven't been sailing long enough. But anyway, yes, so share our channel with other people who are interested in seeing examples of how somebody else does these things: docking, berthing, mooring, slipping, navigation in tight spaces, and especially dealing with different types of scenarios, different wind directions, different tidal directions, and those kind of things. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah. And then Ruben and I are going to be dinghy sailing a lot more. We're going to be taking old Stinky, the 14-foot bosun, out a lot more this year. Anyway, have fun.
Like and subscribe.